The battle for Velisgard. The sky over Velisgard turned to ash. Siege towers rolled forward, the ground trembling beneath them. Arrows blackened the sky. Drums thundered from the Vale's army as they advanced like a dark tide. Elias Cain stood at the gates, sword drawn, his silver armor gleaming. His voice rang out,
"Hold the line, for Velisgard, for your homes."
The gates burst open, and Cain led the charge. Steel clashed, men roared, and the city trembled. Cain fought like a storm, cutting down enemies, his eyes fixed on the heart of the battlefield, where the Vale stood, watching. Joran finally descended from his black steed, drawing his massive sword. The two once brothers met amidst the chaos, blades flashing. Steel rang on steel.
"You left me to die."
The Vale roared, striking with fury.
"I never abandoned you."
Cain shouted back, parrying blow after blow.
"I buried you with honor. I mourned you."
Their blades locked.
"You were my brother, Joran."
Cain yelled, voice cracked with pain.
"I would have died for you."
Something in the Vale's stance faltered. His attacks slowed. All around them, the battlefield thundered. But between the two men, there was silence. Cain's sword slipped through Joran's guard, pressing against his throat, but he didn't strike. Instead, he stepped back.
"I'm still here."
Cain said, chest heaving.
"And I still believe in you."
Joran looked down at his hands, shaking. At the bodies around them, at the blood. The mask slipped from his face. His eyes, once hard, were now wide, haunted.
"What have I done?"
he whispered. From behind, one of his commanders charged, seeing his master falter. Cain reacted first, his sword lashed out, cutting the enemy down. He turned to Joran.
"Choose now,"
Cain said.
"You can end this, right here."
Joran looked at him, tears streaking down his soot-covered face. Then slowly he lifted his sword high and turned to face his own army.
"Stand down,"
he roared.
"The war is over."
The enemy ranks wavered, confused. The drums fell silent. Cain stood at his side, shoulder to shoulder once more. And with that, the tide broke. The enemy scattered, leaderless, defeated not by death, but by redemption. The gates of Velisgard opened. Cain and Joran entered together, the people watching in silence. No one cheered. Not yet. But in time, they would understand. They would know that sometimes the greatest victory isn't won with a blade, but with forgiveness. Velisgard breathed again. Smoke no longer rose from its gates, and the clang of hammers came not from war forges, but from builders restoring broken homes. Streets, once soaked in blood, now carried carts of grain, children's laughter echoing where soldiers once fell. Elias Cain stood on the balcony of the high hall, overlooking a city reborn. His armor was locked away. Now he wore the garments of leadership, not battle. At his side stood Joran Vale, no longer the Vale. The weight of his betrayal hadn't vanished. It hung around him like a shadow, but he faced it with humility. Day after day, he worked beside the masons, helped replant burned fields, rebuilt homes with his bare hands. Many still cast wary eyes at him, but he never flinched.
"We won the war,"
Cain said, quietly.
"but peace is harder."
Joran gave a slow nod.
"Peace doesn't come with a sword, it comes with patience."
They had forged a new council, not of bloodlines, but of those who'd earned their place. Farmers, soldiers, even old enemies sat at the table. Disagreements were frequent, but no longer settled by blades. A soft knock broke the silence. A scout entered, handed Cain a sealed letter. Cain opened it, read it, and handed it to Joran without a word. Joran's eyes scanned the page, then narrowed.
"It's from the east. A warband's begun gathering in the old hills, calling themselves the Pact."
Cain exhaled slowly, already turning away from the balcony.
"Then peace was only the beginning."
They didn't draw swords that day, but in the eyes of both men it was clear the next fight was coming.